Welcome back to English Podcast for Listening and Speaking. I'm Brian, already feeling nostalgic, curious, and a bit analytical, because Christmas always mixes memory, meaning, and very practical planning.
And I'm Emily, buzzing with cinnamon energy. Ha ha. If you love stories and learning English together, like, share, and comment now. It helps other learners find courage and community.
Today we explore Christmas's choices: quiet dinner or noisy party, hometown visit or new city trip, church service or street festival. Extracting details about types and needs keeps decisions kinder.
I love that. Listeners, what does Christmas sound like to you? Carols, under bright stars, or crackling kitchen pans? Write your mood below. Your comments guide our conversation more than algorithms.
Opinion starters help. Try, I think small gatherings feel cozier than big parties. Or, from my experience, traveling during Christmas is more stressful than staying local. Natural phrases build confidence quickly.
Exactly. An early CTA time drop, a heart if you're excited. Share this episode with one friend and tell us your tradition. Your support pushes this show farther than sleigh bells.
Let's bring in a tiny guest to set vocabulary. Our friend Cara is a community organizer. Cara, quick, hello please, what words anchor Christmas planning without becoming stiff academic definitions?
Hi friends. I'd highlight tradition, ritual, budget, and gratitude. Tradition is the familiar pattern. Ritual is the meaningful action. Budget is resources. Gratitude is the heartbeat.
Thanks, Cara. Those words color everything. I feel gratitude makes small moments brighter than expensive fireworks. And budget, honestly, keeps dreams sensible. Cinderella coaches are pricier than midnight surprises, haha.
Speaking of budgets, extracting needs starts with categories: travel costs, food ingredients, gifts, decorations, charitable giving, clothing, and time. Time is a currency heavier than money when schedules get crowded.
I'm thinking of two styles, communal potluck or curated dinner. Potlucks are cheaper than catered spreads, more collaborative than chef-driven menus, and sometimes louder than the playlist. Curated dinners feel smoother but heavier.
Compare travel types. Flying home might be faster than trains but more crowded than your patience. Night buses are cheaper than flights, though maybe sleepier than effective. Driving offers flexibility, yet parking vanishes mysteriously.
Let's talk expectations. Some families schedule everything tighter than ballet. Others drift looser than snowflakes. Knowing those temperaments matters. A flexible plan feels kinder than an agenda that squeezes smiles.
Music sets tone. Acoustic carols sound cozier than amplified anthems in small homes. Brass bands feel brighter than playlists outdoors. Choose playlists matching space. Quieter rooms benefit from gentler arrangements.
Decorations speak loudly. Minimal lights can look cleaner than crowded ornaments. Homemade crafts feel more sentimental than store-bought sets. Sustainability matters. Reusable pieces are kinder than single-use sparkles, even if tempting.
Food decisions. A roast might be grander than stew, but stew is steadier than roasts for beginners. Vegetarian feasts can be more inclusive than meat-heavy menus. Allergies require clearer labeling than guesswork.
Audience question 1. What's your dinner style this year? Big showy table or simple comfort bowls? Give us one comparative sentence, like soup is cheaper than roast but warmer than pizza.
Audience question 2. What's your biggest constraint: budget, time, kitchen gear, or travel? Tell us. Practical honesty is stronger than perfection. We'll shout out creative solutions in the comments next episode.
Vocabulary moment in context. Tradition might be decorating on Christmas Eve. Ritual could be lighting candles while sharing gratitude. The difference is subtle. Rituals carry meaning you feel in your chest.
Nicely put. Another listening trick: identify hierarchies of needs. Safety and rest are more essential than decorations. Enough seating is more necessary than matching plates. Warmth beats style when rooms get crowded.
Now feelings. Some people feel lonelier than usual during Christmas. Community dinners, volunteer shifts, or online calls can feel warmer than scrolling. Kind invitations travel farther than glittering gift wrap.
Hosting styles differ. Open houses are busier than sit-down meals, but easier than multi-course dinners. Staggered arrivals keep ovens cooler than marathon service. Think airflow, seating, coat space, and bathroom supplies.
Planning phrases with modals polite and clear. We should bring a vegetarian option. You might arrive earlier than traffic. Guests must label allergens. We could stream Grandma's choir. Spoken kindness beats command tones.
Consider faith practices. Services at dawn are quieter than midnight mass, yet earlier than most alarms. Outdoor caroling can be more inclusive than formal liturgy. Extract details. Match choices to energy levels.
Time zones complicate family calls. Scheduling 2 shorter calls can be kinder than 1 marathon. Remember, online hugs feel lighter than silence. Say feelings plainly, clarity is warmer than cryptic emojis.
Let's compare gifts. Experiences are often more memorable than objects. Handmade letters feel more personal than shopping sprees. Secret Santa keeps budgets safer than open-ended gifting. Agree, disagree, or diplomatically pause?
Haha, diplomatically pause. Yes, budget guardrails save friendships. Set limits earlier than regret. If money's tight, propose charitable gifting together. Shared impact feels larger than solo presents stacked like mountains.
Now travel and weather. Snow complicates everything more than postcards suggest. Pack layers, chargers, snacks, and patience. Delays require calmer voices than announcements. Contingency plans feel smarter than frantic improvisation.
Viral line attempt. Choose the Christmas that matches your energy, not your expectations. Screenshot, share, and tag us. Help another listener breathe easier. Calm plans glow brighter than perfect photos.
Language tip comparatives soften disagreements. This plan seems cheaper than yours, but less inclusive. That framing invites solutions instead of arguments. Tone can be kinder than content if chosen carefully.
Music break idea. Build 2 playlists, cozy acoustic for cooking, upbeat classics for cleanup. Cleanup works faster than guilt when rhythms bounce. Playlists can organize chores without shouting or stress.
Guest cameo return. Cara, one more micro tip on gratitude that doesn't feel performative or forced when people are exhausted and hungry?
Keep gratitude tiny and sincere, 1 sentence per person. Specific praise lands stronger than generic thanks. Give quiet moments space. Silence can be warmer than applause when bellies are full.
Beautiful. I feel gratitude grows like candlelight, 1 flame makes another easier, and it costs less than everything yet somehow feels richer than dessert. I'm suddenly craving gingerbread.
Let's address solo listeners. A solo Christmas can be freer than crowded rooms. Plan a ritual. Favorite movie. Soup, walk, volunteer shift. Name's your plan. Claiming space feels braver than hiding.
Community tip. Invite neighbors for cocoa. Low cost, low stress, high heart. Shared warmth beats expensive ornaments. Conversations teach vocabulary faster than textbooks because feelings glue words to memory.
Quick idioms in context. In the nick of time, for last-minute saves. Light up like a Christmas tree for excitement. Good things come in small packages, for modest gifts with big meaning.
Another idiom. Stuffed to the gills after dinner. Haha, maybe pace yourselves. Language should feel playful, not preachy. Joy is more contagious than lectures, especially when cinnamon is involved.
Sensory planning helps. Rooms feel cozier than cramped when chairs leave walking paths. Plates look fuller than they are on smaller dishes. Candles smell gentler than aerosol sprays. Think noses, not novelty.
Accessibility matters. Ramps are kinder than stairs for wheel users. Quiet corners help sensitive guests. Labeling dishes supports allergies. Inclusion shines brighter than tinsel and lasts longer than fairy lights.
Scheduling sanity. Block downtime before big events. Resting beforehand keeps conversations warmer than forced smiles. A short nap might be more valuable than an extra centerpiece or a 4th dessert.
Parents with little kids, early dinners feel calmer than late feasts. Sugar hits sleep harder than snowballs. Simple crafts are safer than glitter explosions. Laughter sticks better than perfection, truly.
If relatives disagree, set boundaries kindly. We can discuss tomorrow, not tonight. Let's celebrate now, debate later. Clear phrasing is smoother than passive sighs. Language guides emotions more than we admit.
Audience check. What's your 1 non-negotiable this Christmas? Faith service, beach walk, charity morning, pajama lunch? Write it below with why. Your clarity might inspire someone feeling wobbly and overwhelmed.
And your budget tip. What's cheaper than you expected but surprisingly meaningful? Handwritten ornaments, neighborhood lights, board games? Give us one idea others can borrow without shame or pressure.
Small logistics, big piece. Extra chargers matter more than ribbon. Spare socks rescue cold guests faster than apologies. Hot water kettles calm voices better than speeches. Hospitality lives in details.
As we wrap section 1, remember, extracting details turns chaos into choreography. When needs are visible, choices feel kinder. You learn quicker, speak clearer, and celebrate more honestly than last year.
Bridge to section 2, we'll map celebration types to needs home versus travel, intimate versus communal, spiritual versus secular and practice comparatives that guide choices without causing fights. Bring your questions, friends.
CTA before we go, like, share, and comment your plan in one sentence. That tiny action supports learners worldwide more than you realize. Community keeps language alive, brighter than blinking lights.
Final shareable line for today. Generosity isn't always bigger. Sometimes it's simply closer. If that resonates, screenshot and tag us. See you in section 2. Hearts open. Minds curious. Voices warm.
Welcome back, friends. Today we match celebration types to real needs. Space, time, budget, energy, so decisions become calmer than chaos and, honestly, kinder than last year's hurried guessing.
I'm picturing 3 big types: home-centered gatherings, community events, and travel-based celebrations. Each carries different needs. When we compare carefully, our choices feel safer than impulses and brighter than stress.
Let's start with home gatherings. An intimate dinner for 6 is cozier than a party for 20. It needs fewer chairs, simpler menus, and schedules quieter than nightclub playlists, obviously.
True, a big open house party is louder than grandma prefers and busier than your stove can handle. It needs buffet setups, staggered arrivals, and cleanup plans stronger than optimism.
Budget-wise, potlucks are cheaper than catering and more collaborative than solo cooking. The need here is coordination. Clear messages are better than vague hopes. Who brings mains, sides, desserts, drinks?
Speaking of messages, invitations. Text threads are faster than postcards, but sometimes messier than necessary. A simple shared document is clearer than memory. Guests appreciate instructions gentler than bossy bullet points.
Music choices matter. Acoustic playlists are warmer than stadium anthems in small kitchens. If kids attend, keep lyrics friendlier than sarcasm. Your playlist should match volume, room size, and neighborhood patience.
Decorations? Minimalist strands can look cleaner than crowded ornaments. Reusable decor is more sustainable than single-use glitter. Allergies matter, scented candles might be stronger than comfort. Choose smells softer than cologne.
Now community events. Church services, neighborhood concerts, charity drives. Their needs are different. Transport, seating, weather plans. Public gatherings are bigger than living rooms and stricter than casual hangouts.
Right. Consider accessibility. A venue with ramps is kinder than stairs. Quiet corners help sensitive guests. Clear signage is braver than assumptions. Inclusion feels brighter than tinsel, every single time.
Add timing. Outdoor caroling earlier than midnight helps families, while midnight mass is deeper than afternoon services for some. Matching time to energy avoids arguments noisier than brass bands.
Community meals require allergy labeling. Contains peanuts is clearer than guessing. Vegetarian options are fairer than exclusion. Warm, mindful communication is stronger than decorative centerpieces, regardless of how sparkly.
Travel-based celebrations bring the biggest logistics. Flights are faster than buses, but pricier than road trips. Delays are likelier than calm skies. Backup plans calmer than panic make miracles possible.
Packing smart helps. Layers are more flexible than bulky coats. Portable chargers are wiser than apologies. Snacks keep kids calmer than speeches. A tiny thermos works harder than inspirational quotes, honestly.
Compare accommodations. Staying with relatives is cheaper than hotels, but privacy is thinner than patience. Hotels cost more than couches but offer boundaries stronger than politeness. Choose sleep over perfect optics.
Let's examine hosting sizes. Small dinners are easier than buffets for beginners. Buffets feel freer than formal plating. If your kitchen is smaller than ambitions, choose menus gentler than soufflés.
Gift exchanges. Secret Santa is more budget-friendly than buying for everyone. Experience gifts are often more memorable than objects. The need is clarity, price caps, and themes earlier than shopping sprees.
Weather needs. If your city is hotter than tradition expects, switch to evening picnics. Cold climates demand boots sturdier than intentions. Plan for buses slower than schedules, and sidewalks icier than selfies.
Food considerations. Roasts look grander than stews, but stews are steadier than roasts for new cooks. Dietary diversity, gluten-free, vegan, halal, makes gatherings more inclusive than tradition-only menus.
Let's add 2 audience questions. What celebration type fits your reality, home, community, or travel? Write one comparative sentence like, a small dinner is calmer than traveling for our family.
Second question. What's your biggest constraint? Money, time, space, or energy? Share one detail you can't change and one you can. Practical honesty is stronger than perfection, always.
Language-focused comparatives guide choices without fights. Try, cheaper than, cozier than, busier than, more inclusive than, less stressful than, more meaningful than. These phrases soften disagreements and open doors.
Here's a planning example. This year, a daytime open house seems friendlier than a late-night party because our neighbors have newborns. Needs considered: noise, community, sleep. Simple, considerate, effective.
Another. A church service at dusk feels more accessible than midnight mass for grandpa. Needs, transportation, safety, energy. When language names needs, people relax quicker than you'd expect.
Travel scenario drill. Option A, fly home for 3 days. Option B, host local friends. Flights are pricier than potlucks, but family hugs feel heavier than spreadsheets. What need wins, budget or belonging?
Home scenario drill. Option A, traditional turkey. Option B, vegetarian spread. The turkey is showier than soup, but soup is inclusive for your vegan cousin. What fulfills your values more than appearances?
Community scenario drill. Option A, volunteer morning, lunch with neighbors. Option B, big shopping trip. Volunteering feels richer than discounts for many. Needs here include purpose, connection, and realistic stamina.
Idiom time, gently used. In the nick of time, for salvaging a delayed dessert. Good things come in small packages for modest gifts. Keep idioms lighter than frosting. Meaning should stay clear.
Let's map types to needs quickly. Home gatherings, seating, oven space, playlist, allergies, community events, transport, accessibility, weather backups, signage, travel, costs, luggage, sleep, contingency plans.
Now a tiny reality check. Social batteries differ. Introverts may prefer brunches calmer than midnights. Extroverts may crave concerts louder than carols. Respecting temperament is smarter than pushing identical schedules.
Budget talk again. Potlucks stretch wallets farther than restaurants. Borrowing tableware is thriftier than buying. Small, handmade cards feel more personal than expensive gadgets. Creativity often costs less than convention.
Time management tip. Batch cooking the day before is easier than sprinting. Freezer-friendly desserts are safer than risky soufflés. A written timeline is clearer than mental lists, particularly under pressure.
Safety details. Candles should be shorter than attention spans. Use LED alternatives near kids. Walkways clearer than decor mazes. Drivers soberer than celebrations. Safety language prevents emergencies louder than sirens.
Children's needs. Earlier dinners are calmer than late feasts. Crafts are safer than fireworks. Predictable routines keep meltdowns smaller than mountains. Kind boundaries feel warmer than sugary negotiations, really.
Elders' needs. Chair height matters more than centerpieces. Background music softer than conversation. Rides arranged earlier than weather turns. Inclusion happens in details gentler than speeches.
Inclusivity. Consider guests who don't celebrate Christmas religiously. Multicultural playlists are friendlier than single-genre marathons. Neutral greetings can be warmer than debates. Hospitality is bigger than labels.
Here's a shareable line. Match your celebration to your resources, not your fantasies. Screenshot, share, and tag us. Reality-based joy travels farther than perfection, and honestly, it lasts longer.
I like that. Another listening trick: rank needs: safety first, then rest, then food, then decoration. When conflicts appear, that priority list argues quieter than relatives on their third coffee.
Communication templates help. We'd love you to come from 4 to 7. Earlier is easier than later. Please label allergens. Clarity is kinder than surprise. Simple wording prevents complicated feelings.
Hospitality hack: assign micro roles: greeter, coat helper, playlist guide. Micro roles reduce stress better than speeches. Guests feel useful, not pressured, and the host breathes deeper than before.
Cleanup strategy. 2 short sessions are easier than 1 marathon. Music upbeat, tasks specific, praise generous. Gratitude fuels brooms faster than guilt. Leave dishes soaking, leave people smiling.
When weather turns, pivot. Board games are cozier than icy roads. Video calls are safer than risky drives. We'll celebrate now and visit later is kinder than canceled affection.
For travelers, pack rituals. A postcard to yourself, a nightly gratitude line, a tiny ornament. Portable traditions feel sturdier than airports. Homesickness softens when meaning travels lighter than luggage.
Final mini drill: write 1 sentence that compares 2 plans and explains your need. Example: a neighborhood walk is calmer than downtown fireworks because my toddler sleeps early. That's listening turned into language.
Beautiful. Keep practicing. Comparatives plus needs equal diplomacy in action. That combination keeps families closer than arguments and celebrations brighter than expectations, even when plans change suddenly.
Next, we'll shift into modal verbs: must, should, might, could for invitations, obligations, and gentle boundaries. Planning language that sounds human, not robotic. Bring your scenarios, we'll shape them kindly.
Welcome back. We just mapped celebration types to needs. Now we'll plan politely and clearly using modal verbs must, should, might, could so invitations sound warmer than orders and boundaries feel kinder than walls.
Planning language shapes feelings. When we say, you must arrive at 6, it sounds stricter than, could you come around 6? Same intention, different impact. Polite choices protect Christmas harmony beautifully.
Exactly. Let's build invitations that feel friendly. Try, we're cooking at 5. You could swing by anytime after 4. That phrasing is softer than rules, yet clearer than vague emojis.
Obligations can still be gentle. Guests should label allergens. That's kinder than, you must label allergens, but still serious. When safety matters, must is necessary, yet tone can stay respectful.
Role-play time? I'll invite you to a cozy dinner. Emily, we're hosting Friday. Could you bring a salad? You might arrive by 5:30 if traffic behaves. Thoughts on tone and clarity?
Sounds considerate. The could you suggests choice. Might arrive acknowledges traffic. I'd answer, I can bring a big salad. Should I make dressing, or would a store-bought bottle be easier?
Nice. Notice, should I offers help without forcing decisions. As hosts, answer clearly. You could bring vinaigrette. Homemade is lovely. Store-bought is fine. Clear, flexible language prevents stress louder than carols.
Boundaries next. If a house is small, say, we should keep the guest list intimate, or kids could join early, teens might arrive later. That balances kindness and logistics stronger than silence.
Let's add a tiny guest cameo, a manners coach, Dana, to introduce 2 micro-phrases that upgrade holiday planning without sounding robotic. Dana, what are your favorite helpful lines for invitations and boundaries?
Try, would it help if, and I can if you prefer. They invite collaboration. Also, we're keeping it simple, signals limits kindly. Simplicity sounds calmer than perfection, especially during holidays.
Love that. Would it help if I arranged rides? I can switch the playlist if you prefer softer carols. These lines sound cooperative. Cooperation spreads faster than glitter, truly.
Now gifts. We could do Secret Santa. Budgets should stay under 20. Clear ceiling, friendly phrasing. If someone insists on bigger gifts, reply, you might treat us to stories instead, priceless and lighter.
Haha, stories weigh less than snow. For dietary restrictions, say, we should plan a vegetarian main. Or, guests could note halal or gluten-free needs by Wednesday. Deadlines sound friendlier than last-minute panic.
Travel coordination. We might carpool to midnight service. You could bring blankets. The church is colder than expected. Modals highlight options. Options reduce anxiety better than heroic speeches.
Mixed schedules. We could split activities. Brunch together, volunteers at noon, concert at 7. Splitting keeps energy steadier than marathons. People appreciate choices more than ultimatums when calendars collide.
Audience question 1. Write a polite invitation using one modal. Example: could you join us at 6 for cocoa? Post your sentence below. We'll shout out a few favorites. Your phrasing might help nervous learners.
Audience question 2. Write a boundary that stays kind. Example: we should end by 9 so the baby sleeps. Boundaries create peace. Peace tastes sweeter than pie, honestly.
Sometimes, must is the right tool. Safety. Candles must stay on the tray. Health. Food must list allergens. Timing. Drivers must stay sober. State it firmly, then soften with appreciation.
Exactly. Thank you, everyone. Safety first. Appreciation cushions rules. Rules without gratitude feel colder than icy sidewalks. Gratitude keeps dignity intact while keeping the party safe, which matters deeply.
Second, mini roleplay hosting plus accessibility. Could you let me know if stairs are difficult? We might set a ground floor table. That language includes people without spotlighting struggles.
And the reply: thanks for asking. I should avoid stairs. The host answers: we'll arrange seating near the window. You could arrive early if that's easier. Respect feels warmer than decorations.
Handling disagreements. If someone asks for a late start, reply: we could begin later, but elders should leave by 9. Could we compromise at 7? Compromise uses could and should, like friendly traffic signs.
Budget talk can be delicate. We should keep gifts simple this year. If someone protests, we could exchange handmade cards. Humor helps. My crafting might be messier than yours. Brace yourselves, haha.
Weather warnings. We might switch to video if roads freeze. You could check the group chat at noon. Contingency language prevents confusion. Confusion ruins energy faster than empty batteries. Truly.
Volunteer coordination. We could serve at the shelter at 10. Families should register by Thursday. Soft plus clear. Later, appreciate effort. You made today brighter than the decorations, thank you.
Quick grammar in context moment. Modals show possibility, advice, permission, and obligation. We're not naming categories, we're modeling sound. If it feels collaborative, your modal choice is probably working.
Nicely said. Another politeness boost. Feel free to, gives permission gently. Feel free to bring board games. That's lighter than you must bring entertainment, and still invites participation.
Digital etiquette. We should keep phones away during dinner. Or, friendlier. Could we try a phone-free hour? The second feels inviting, not scolding. Invitation beats accusation almost every time.
Hosting help. Could you be greeter? Would it help if I handled drinks? Micro roles organize chaos. Organized kindness is stronger than another round of frantic apologies.
Guest expectations. Kids should use indoor voices after 8. Teens might take turns on music. Adults could rotate dish duty. Assignments sound friendlier than surprise requests shouted over clinking plates.
For interfaith gatherings, careful language matters. We could light candles together. You might share your tradition briefly. Curiosity should feel welcome. Welcome outshines winning every debate.
Let's produce a shareable line. Modals turn holiday orders into invitations. Screenshot, share, tag us. Language can hug. Hugs travel farther than decorations and cost less than flights. Wonderfully true.
Scheduling clarity. Dessert should start at 5:30. Speeches could wait until 6. Short sentences beat tangled paragraphs. Clear beats clever when stomachs grow louder than choirs.
Transportation again. We might book 2 taxis instead of 1 crowded ride. Drivers must confirm routes. Safety language is not optional. It's love wearing reflective jackets.
Haha, reflective jackets. Hospitality detail. Guests could bring slippers. Floors are colder than usual. Small comforts speak louder than fancy centerpieces. Comfort remembers. Centerpieces get forgotten quickly.
Conflict de-escalation. We could discuss politics another day. Guests should feel safe. Offer alternatives. Would it help if we played a game instead? Redirects keep evenings lighter than debates.
Thank you language. We should thank our hosts before leaving. We might text photos tomorrow. Appreciation closes the loop. Loops keep communities together better than perfect playlists.
Let's revisit Dana for one last micro tip on saying no without drama. Dana, a graceful refusal that doesn't bruise feelings?
Try, I wish I could, but I can't this time. Could we try next week? Wish plus alternative softens refusal. Gentle no today keeps yes possible tomorrow.
That's golden. Listeners, practice saying no kindly. Boundaries protect joy. Protected joy lasts longer than perfect frosting on a collapsing cake. Trust us, we've seen cakes collapse dramatically.
Mid-episode CTA. Like, share, and comment your best modal sentence below. Your examples help shy learners speak up. Community courage is stronger than stage fright, especially in December.
Quick listening drill. Identify function, advice or obligation. You should label allergens advice with weight. You must label allergens obligation. Context decides. We're training your ear, not writing grammar charts.
Another drill. Permission or possibility. You may open gifts now. Permission. Gifts might arrive late. Possibility. Hearing the difference turns confusion into clarity faster than hot chocolate disappears.
Home stretch. Combine needs and modals. Because space is limited, guests should arrive staggered. We could loan folding chairs. Children might decorate cookies first. Natural rhythm, clear support, friendly boundaries.
Travel combo. If roads freeze, we might celebrate by video. Second conditional next section. Deeper what-ifs. For now, keep modals handy. They're lighter than conflict and sturdier than assumptions.
Final audience task. Write 2 lines. One invitation with could, one boundary with should. Keep them connected to your real plan. Practical language sticks harder than theoretical homework, always.
Bridge forward. Next, we'll play with holiday what-ifs, using second conditional's smart contingency language that keeps spirits high when plans slide sideways. Think snowstorms, surprise guests, and delightfully imperfect kitchens.
And remember, spoken kindness is the best decoration. Your words could turn stress into relief. Stay with us for Section 4. We'll make flexibility sound easier than ever, promise.
Welcome back. Plans wobble, snow falls, trains vanish. Today we'll practice holiday what-ifs. So if chaos arrived uninvited, we'd respond calmly, kindly, and smarter than last December.
I love this game. If flights were canceled tonight, I'd brew cocoa, light calmer music, and start a video call. Warmth would travel faster than airplanes anyway.
Exactly. If my relatives were stranded, I'd open a shared photo folder, swap stories, and schedule a January visit. Gratitude would replace grumbling. Rescheduling beats resentment when weather surprises everyone.
If our budget shrank suddenly, I'd pivot to potluck and homemade cards. A collaborative table would feel more communal than expensive centerpieces, and the laughter would definitely taste sweeter than frosting.
If we had too many guests, I'd stagger arrival windows. Early eaters first, night owls later, conversations would breathe easier. Space management solves tension better than heroic dish stacking on tiny counters.
If the oven failed mid-roast, I'd switch to stovetop soups and grilled vegetables. Honestly, cozy bowls would feel more inclusive than towering platters, especially for guests who prefer lighter meals.
If a power outage hit, I'd use LED lanterns, start acoustic carols, and play conversation games. Candle vibes are beautiful, but safe lights would keep nerves steadier than flickering shadows.
If kids grew restless, I'd assign fun helpers. Tiny greeters, napkin artists, cocoa commanders. Purpose would calm the wiggles. Engagement turns noise into energy, which saves grown-up patience every time.
If weather blocked church services, I'd host a short living room reflection. We'd share gratitude lines, 1 sentence each. A small ritual would feel more intentional than a rushed, slippery commute.
If Aunt Rose brought surprise guests, I'd smile and expand the circle. Chairs would multiply somehow, haha. We'd stretch soup with bread and salads. Generosity grows faster than portion sizes, truly.
If a guest arrives stressed, I'd give them a quiet corner and tea. Hospitality isn't volume, it's attention. Comfort would land softer than speeches and linger longer than decorations.
If relatives argued, I'd redirect. Let's pause that until January. Then I'd start a game. Redirection works better than winning debates. Peace tastes richer than temporary victory, honestly.
If someone felt excluded by religious elements, I'd add neutral moments. Music, stories, gratitude. Inclusion matters. A broader welcome would be more considerate than insisting on tradition without conversation.
If snow-trapped neighbors alone, I'd text cocoa invitations. A tiny gathering would feel more charitable than another shopping run. Connection beats consumption. Friendship travels farther than gift wrap on windy nights.
If I had more time, I'd deliver cookies door to door. If I had less time, I'd leave thank you notes. Either way, kindness would scale to my schedule without guilt spirals.
If dessert flopped, I'd call it deconstructed and add fruit. Humor would soften disappointment. Honestly, laughter rescues recipes quicker than whipped cream, though whipped cream still helps. Haha.
If music felt too loud, I'd switch to acoustic playlists. If silence felt awkward, I'd invite stories. Sound should serve the room, not dominate it. Flexibility keeps oxygen in conversations.
If a guest had mobility needs, I'd shift the dining zone closer to the door. Thoughtful adjustments would matter more than matching cutlery. Comfort is the real decoration everyone remembers.
If our eco goals clashed with convenience, I'd choose sustainable swaps first, reusables, simple wrapping, shared rides. If stress spiked, I'd forgive a few compromises. Pragmatic kindness outlives perfect checklists every time.
If schedules collided, I'd split celebration into 2 micro-events: morning cocoa for early birds, evening soup for night owls. 2 smaller circles might feel warmer than 1 exhausted marathon.
If we lacked serving dishes, I'd repurpose cookware and label everything clearly. Clarity would prevent confusion more effectively than crystal platters. Language saves evenings. Labels are hospitality's invisible superpower.
If weather canceled travel, I'd mail handwritten notes next day. Words would arrive slower than planes but hug longer. Lingering kindness beats speed. That's my favorite holiday math, honestly.
If our playlist felt repetitive, I'd crowdsource songs. Guests would submit 1 meaningful track each. Stories would follow the music, and the room would glow brighter than professionally curated silence.
If anxiety spiked, I'd schedule a 10-minute breathing break before guests arrived. Calm hosts would create calmer gatherings. Emotional temperature sets room temperature, you know. Peace is surprisingly contagious.
If teenagers hovered, I'd hand them the photo corner. They'd run mini interviews and capture memories. Responsibility turns eye rolls into creativity. Participation beats policing every single time.
If we discovered surprise allergies, I'd pivot to safe staples: rice, roasted vegetables, plain proteins. Clear labels would follow. Inclusion would taste better than tradition if tradition caused trouble.
If ice closed roads, I'd set up a multi-screen video table. Toasts would clink through cameras. Connection would improvise. Distance shrinks when intention grows. Honestly, technology carries warmth better than expected.
If gifts felt competitive, I'd announce a gratitude circle instead. 1 sentence, 1 moment. Hearts would loosen, haha. Meaning outshines packaging. It always has, especially under winter lights.
If someone arrived very late, I'd save a plate and skip the lecture. Hospitality remembers hunger, not clocks. Forgiveness keeps rooms brighter than punctuality trophies lining invisible shelves.
If cleanup looked impossible, I'd start a 5-song challenge. Everyone would pick a task. Music would beat grumbling. Short sprints would finish faster than epic complaints disguised as discussions.
If grandparents tired early, I'd shift speeches forward. Prioritizing energy would honor presence more than perfect sequencing. Real care notices bodies as much as calendars and traditions.
If loneliness crept in after guests left, I'd take a quiet walk, call a friend, and write 3 gratitude lines. Reflection would cushion silence. Soft rituals guard tender hearts.
If conflicts simmered under smiles, I'd schedule a January coffee. Holidays aren't courts. Peace today, conversation tomorrow. Deferred debate keeps relationships resilient instead of scorched.
If the tree looked sparse, I'd hang handwritten memories. Paper ornaments would feel more sentimental than glitter sets. Memory is the brightest ornament. It glows without electricity, truly.
If dishes ran short, I'd suggest appetizer plates and refills. Smaller plates, slow eating pleasantly. Conversation stretches, waste shrinks. Constraints can be creative teachers when pride steps aside.
If weather spoiled outdoor caroling, I'd host hallway harmonies with neighbors. Gentle volume, open doors, shared cookies. Community would bloom indoors, blooming brighter than streetlights in freezing wind.
If a guest wanted quiet faith time, I'd offer a peaceful corner and candle alternative. Respect would speak softly yet clearly. Dignity thrives when space exists for private meaning.
If transportation failed guests, I'd coordinate carpools and reimburse fuel. Practical generosity feels sturdier than speeches. Real help keeps people safe, and safety keeps celebrations honest.
If you felt overwhelmed, you'd shorten the menu, right? I would. 3 dishes beat 7 disasters. Focus tastes better than chaos, and it photographs better too, which is hilarious.
If I had more volunteers, I'd assign micro roles: door host, tea maker, dish captain. If I had fewer, I'd reduce expectations. Reality-based plans protect joy better than caffeine and stubbornness.
If someone forgot a gift, I'd smile and say, "Your presence is enough." Pressure would melt. Friendship doesn't invoice. The best currency is attention, and everyone can afford it.
If neighbors celebrated different holidays, I'd ask about their traditions and exchange treats. Curiosity would feel more inclusive than assumptions. Shared tables teach vocabulary faster than textbooks, always.
If the weather cleared unexpectedly, I'd move dessert outdoors. Stars would replace ceiling decorations. Spontaneity would feel more magical than schedules, as long as coats were warmer than optimism.
If we owned pets sensitive to fireworks, I'd set a calm room with blankets and soft music. Their comfort would matter. Compassion should include animals. Families feel bigger with kindness.
If gifts piled awkwardly, I'd switch to an exchange game with caps. Laughter would break tension. Structure beats awkwardness when handled playfully, especially with clear, kind rules.
If guests asked for recipes, I'd share digital cards. Giving knowledge is cheaper than ingredients and somehow tastier than leftovers. Teaching spreads warmth long after dishes disappear.
If storms threaten tomorrow, I'd encourage early departures tonight. Safety messages can sound loving, not bossy. Good hosting sees the road home, not only the table here.
If I needed a viral line, I'd choose this. If plans break, we'll bend never our kindness. Share that, friends. Flexible hearts shine brighter than perfect timelines during winter nights.
Beautiful. If listeners practiced these what-ifs aloud, they'd sound more confident during real surprises. Preparation reduces panic. Language becomes a toolkit, not a textbook, and holidays breathe easier.
Bridge time. If you're hungry for practical comparisons, you'll love next section. We'll compare food, music, and gifts: playful, useful, delicious. Bring your appetite and your curiosity. We're serving both generously.
Welcome back. Time to play with real-life comparisons: menus, playlists, and presents, so choices sound natural, persuasive, and kinder than arguments disguised as traditions. Ready for tasty language, friends?
Haha, absolutely. Let's start with menus. A roast looks grander than stew, but stew is steadier than roasts for new cooks. Vegetarian mains can be more inclusive than meat-heavy platters.
Comparatives guide planning. Smaller plates keep portions lighter than trays. Warm soups feel cozier than cold salads on stormy nights. See how choices become clear without bossy instructions?
Flavor balance matters. Sweet desserts are happier after salty mains. Citrus dressings cut richness better than heavy sauces. Your mouth notices contrasts faster than speeches, and guests relax immediately.
Timing counts. 2 short courses are calmer than 5 elaborate ones. A single showstopper cake is easier than 3 fussy pastries. Calm kitchens produce warmer conversation than stressed perfection attempts.
Allergies and access. Labeling ingredients is friendlier than guessing. A separate nut-free tray is safer than frantic warnings. Clarity tastes better than mystery when health sits at the table.
Idiom moment. In the nick of time. That's when your glaze finishes exactly as guests knock. Another favorite. Good things come in small packages. True for cupcakes and tiny heartfelt gifts.
Speaking of small, appetizers. Bites on skewers are tidier than crumbly tarts. Warm dips feel more communal than individual plates. Sharing bowls encourage conversation more than precious, lonely portions.
Hydration strategy. Water stations in 2 rooms are smarter than a single bottleneck. Herbal tea after big meals is gentler than sugary sodas. Digestive comfort keeps laughter stronger than heartburn.
Dessert diplomacy. Fruit compote is lighter than cheesecake, but cheesecake feels celebratory. Offer both if budget allows, otherwise choose one and announce proudly. Confidence tastes richer than apology, honestly.
Music now. Acoustic playlists are cozier than stadium anthems for small apartments. Instrumental tracks keep conversations clearer than lyrical sing-alongs during dinner. Save big chorus moments for cleanup sprints.
Volume etiquette. Lower speakers near elders. Louder near kitchen buzz. A living room with carpet absorbs sound better than tiled spaces. Adjusting levels is kinder than repeating yourself forever.
Playlist design. Start mellow, rise gently, land softly. Sudden genre jumps feel bumpier than icy sidewalks. A smooth arc makes energy steadier than caffeine, and friendships last longer than playlists.
Invite contributions. One guest song each feels more inclusive than a dictator DJ, haha. Stories behind songs create memory faster than decorations. Music becomes biography. Rooms glow with backstories.
Quick idiom. Light up like a Christmas tree. That's pure joy, eyes sparkling during the chorus. Use it sparingly, like cinnamon. Too much spice overwhelms even the sweetest gatherings.
Now gifts, oh, the debates. Experience gifts are often more memorable than objects. A shared concert beats duplicate sweaters. Secret Santa is cheaper than buying for everyone and friendlier to budgets.
Price caps help. $20 feels safer than $40 this year. Clear limits prevent guilt. Gift themes, local treats, handmade cards are more personal than random gadgets that gather dust silently.
Wrapping choices. Reusable cloth looks prettier than crinkly paper after 15 minutes. Handwritten notes feel warmer than glitter tags. Sustainability can be sweeter than spectacle without sounding preachy.
A persuasive vocabulary drop for your toolkit. Inclusive, sustainable, mindful, extravagant, minimalist, sentimental, pragmatic, resilient, considerate, communal, charitable, intentional. Sprinkle them naturally. They sharpen opinions without swords.
Roleplay. I prefer minimalist decor and intentional gifts. You love extravagant lights and communal feasts. We negotiate. Fewer lights, bigger potluck. Both hearts happier than stubborn stalemates. Language made that possible.
Audience question 1. What's your gift approach this year? Experiences or objects? Write one comparative sentence, like, experiences feel more memorable than gadgets for my family. We'll highlight thoughtful examples.
Audience question 2. Music vibe: classic carols or modern remixes? Give one reason using a comparative. Remixes keep energy brighter than traditional hymns in our tiny apartment. Share your taste boldly, friends.
Practical trick menu triangles. One hearty, one fresh, one bright. For example, stew heavier than salad, salad crisper than stew, citrus dressing brighter than both. Balance persuades quietly, like good manners.
Potluck coordination. A shared sheet is clearer than chaotic group chats. Assign categories. 2 mains are safer than 5 desserts. A vegetarian anchor keeps inclusion stronger than apologies later.
Serving flow. Buffet lines move faster than plated service in small spaces. 2 serving points are smarter than 1. Labels eliminate questions quicker than repeated explanations shouted over music.
Cleanup psychology. Upbeat playlist makes brooms dance, haha. 2 10-minute sprints are easier than midnight marathons. Praise is more motivating than guilt. You saved the evening beats do more.
Okay, animal care cameo for the syllabus holiday edition. Some breeds are calmer than fireworks. Others get spooked quicker than popcorn. Know your dog's temperament and ask your vet about calming strategies.
Create a quiet room. Soft music is softer than explosions. Curtains darker than streetlights. Water fresher than yesterday. A clear sign on the door is kinder than constant knocks, seriously.
If guests include toddlers, introductions should be gentler than surprise cuddles. A calm dog on a leash feels safer than free roaming. Respectful boundaries protect everyone better than hopeful assumptions.
Travel with pets? Shorter trips are kinder than epic journeys. Frequent breaks help anxious temperaments. A familiar blanket smells stronger than holiday chaos. Comfort beats novelty, especially for sensitive animals.
Back to gifts. Homemade playlists cost less than gadgets and provoke richer stories. A photo memory jar is more sentimental than store-bought frames. Intentionality often outshines price tags in bright rooms.
Charity angle. Donating in someone's name can feel more meaningful than objects. If relatives worry, add a small sweet. Balance keeps hearts softer than debates about what counts as real giving.
Dining room choreography. Chairs should be easier to reach than centerpieces are to admire. Walkways wider than serving trays. A little spacing prevents spills louder than brass bands at midnight.
Menu adaptations. If guests arrive late, soup reheats more reliably than steak. If ovens are busy, stovetop sides move quicker than baked casseroles. Flexibility tastes fresher than panic.
Idiom check-in after dinner. Some of us feel stuffed to the gills. Maybe schedule a neighborhood stroll. Movement is gentler than naps when conversations need oxygen and kitchens need space.
Drink strategy. Sparkling water with citrus is lighter than sweet punch. Warm tea calms faster than sugary hot chocolate bombs. Offer choices. Choice feels respectful. Respect flavors everything pleasantly.
For music nerds, key transitions matter. Songs in similar tempos feel smoother than abrupt shifts. If that's too technical, just fade gently. Softer edges keep laughter flowing like warm gravy.
Gift opening etiquette. One at a time is slower than chaos, but gratitude sounds clearer than paper storms. Photograph the giver with the receiver. Memories last longer than packaging.
Conversation rescue kit. If talk stalls, ask, what's one tradition you'd keep even with half the budget? Comparatives appear naturally. Cozier than, cheaper than, more meaningful than. Vocabulary grows from feelings.
Social batteries vary. A short dessert hour is kinder than a 5-hour marathon for introverts. Extroverts can organize a second wave later. Respecting rhythms is smarter than pushing identical plans.
Sharable line. Balance the menu, balance the music, balance the gifts. Your conversations will balance themselves. Screenshot that, tag us, and help another household find calmer celebrations tonight.
Quick CTA. Like, share, and comment your menu triangle. Hearty, fresh, bright. Tell us why your choices feel better than last year's. Community wisdom travels faster than reindeer, honestly.
Final mini drill. Write 2 sentences comparing gifts or playlists and explaining needs. Example. A playlist of instrumentals is clearer than lyrics because we have multilingual guests. Needs make comparisons meaningful.
Beautiful. Bridge to closing reflections. We'll tie vocabulary, modals, comparisons, and what-ifs into one friendly rhythm. Then we'll craft a final, viral line, stronger than sparkles and sweeter than pie.
We've cooked, compared, planned, and improvised. Tonight we stitch everything together, opinion starters, modals, second conditionals, and comparatives, so your Christmas sounds clearer than chaos and warmer than glitter.
I feel proud of our listeners. Your comments were braver than perfection. You tried phrasing like, I think, from my experience, and conversations softened faster than butter on toast.
Opinion starters matter because tone leads meaning. I suppose a smaller dinner is cozier than a buffet, invites dialogue. That single sentence carries respect heavier than a silver centerpiece.
Exactly. And comparatives steer decisions without fights. Cheaper than, cozier than, more inclusive than, less stressful than. Those phrases act like friendly signposts, guiding families through busy neighborhoods kindly.
Our persuasive vocabulary showed muscle tonight. Inclusive, sustainable, mindful, extravagant, minimalist, sentimental, pragmatic, resilient, considerate, communal, charitable, intentional. Choose a couple, plant them in sentences, watch clarity bloom.
Let's rehearse. A minimalist menu is calmer than extravagant plating. A communal playlist feels more inclusive than a single DJ set. Hear the confidence? It's practical and persuasive without sounding bossy.
Modals turned orders into invitations. Could you arrive at 6? We should label allergens. Drivers must stay sober. Choice, advice, obligation. 3 tools that keep holidays safer than guesswork.
I love how could opens doors. Could we finish by 9 for the baby's bedtime? Softer than commands, still strong. Gentle boundaries are sturdier than late-night heroics and sleepy tears.
Second conditionals gave resilience. If flights were canceled, we'd pivot to video. If budgets shrank, we'd choose potluck. Planning what-ifs beforehand beats panic faster than any emergency playlist.
And our tiny animal care cameo mattered. If pets panic at fireworks, a quiet room is kinder than chaos. Knowing temperament, consulting a vet, and respecting breed needs protect whole families.
Let's do quick role plays that braid everything. Scenario 1. Tiny apartment, mixed ages, modest budget. I think a daytime open house is safer than late dinner. Guests could stagger arrivals.
I'd add, we should label allergens. We might borrow folding chairs. If weather flips, we'd switch to hallway carols. That package sounds practical, considerate, and resilient, exactly the vibe.
Scenario 2. Interfaith neighbors. I feel a candle moment plus gratitude lines is more inclusive than a long sermon. Guests could share one tradition each. Hospitality beats winning arguments every time.
Scenario 3. Travel weekend. We should pack layers. Flights might delay. If roads freeze, we'd celebrate locally. Could you share playlists for the drive? Language becomes logistics, and logistics become peace.
Listening skill check extract types and needs. Type: home brunch. Needs: seating, timeline, allergies, cleanup. See how naming needs earlier prevents conflicts louder than brass sections practicing indoors?
Let's honor energy levels. I think a shorter dessert hour is kinder than a 5-hour marathon. Opinion starter plus comparative. You can disagree and still sound gentle, which matters deeply.
Gift strategy quickfire. Secret Santa is cheaper than buying for everyone. Budgets should stay under 20. Practical, compassionate, and honest. Money conversations feel calmer than secrets followed by regret.
Music arc recap. Start softer, rise, land softly. Instrumentals at dinner keep conversation clearer than lyric-heavy hits. Later, bigger choruses for cleanup. Rooms breathe easier than cranky speakers.
Hosting micro roles. Could you greet? Would it help if I handled drinks? Distributed responsibilities are more resilient than superhero hosting. Community forms when help is invited, not demanded.
Accessibility lives in details. We might move seating closer to the door. Ramps are available. Quiet corners respect sensory needs. Inclusion shines brighter than tinsel and lasts longer.
Sharable line warm-up. Logistics are love in plain clothes. Screenshot that if it resonates. Practical kindness outlives sparkle, because sparkle leaves with vacuum cleaners, but kindness lingers.
Haha, so true. Another mini drill. Compare two options and name the need. Soup is easier than steak because guests arrive late. Short, clear, compassionate. That sentence could save an evening.
Audience spotlight. Your comparative sentences last section were sharp and compassionate. Keep posting. We'll highlight favorites and comments. Your ideas help shy learners speak braver than yesterday.
Quick gratitude round. We're grateful for every listener who liked, shared, and commented. Your clicks carry hope farther than snow. Community grows when courage and kindness meet in public.
Let's bundle a full example using everything. I think a potluck is cozier than catering. Guests could arrive from 4. We should label allergens. If storms hit, we'd switch to video.
That single plan sounds considerate, intentional, and resilient. Vocabulary landed, modals negotiated, second conditionals stabilized, comparatives guided. Fluent planning feels like music, steady rhythm, no shouting required.
Remember our persuasive terms. An intentional gift exchange is more sustainable than impulse shopping. That sentence alone can redirect budgets without shaming anyone. Language plants direction gently.
Boundary sample. We should end by 9 because Grandpa tires early. If someone protests, could we start at 6? Compromise sounds kinder than victory laps. Families remember tone longer than menus.
Hospitality triangle recap. Hearty, fresh, bright. Balance tastes better than abundance. Abundance without balance feels heavier than joy. Your guests will thank you with smiles, not leftovers.
Idioms you used beautifully. In the nick of time, good things come in small packages. Light up like a Christmas tree. Stuffed to the gills. Colorful, but always clear.
Tradition versus innovation. I suppose homemade ornaments feel more sentimental than store-bought sets. Keep one tradition, add one new idea. Cultures breathe when continuity and curiosity dance together.
For solo listeners, remember, a solo ritual can be cozier than crowded rooms. A letter to yourself, a walk, a call. Your voice matters. Belonging doesn't require a bus.
Travelers carry portable meaning tiny ornament. Gratitude line, shared playlist. If plans break, you'll bend. Bending beats breaking. Resilience tastes sweeter than frosting and photographs better, somehow.
Final practice. 2 lines, friends. Invitation. Could you join us for cocoa at 6? Boundary. We should wrap by 8. Post them below. Simple sentences save entire evenings gracefully.
Mid to end CTA. If today helped, like, share, and comment your one tradition plus one new idea, your message might be the lantern someone needs on a cold evening.
Here's my closing reflection. I feel Christmas grows braver when language grows kinder. Polite modals, thoughtful comparisons, compassionate what-ifs each turns pressure into peace and planning into presence.
My closing reflection. Clarity is generosity. When needs are named, everyone breathes easier. Plans become choreography instead of collisions. Spoken kindness is the best decoration, always in season.
Before we sign off, a tiny kindness challenge. Text someone a helpful sentence tonight. 1 line can warm houses wider than heaters. Your words travel farther than you imagine.
Ready for the final, shareable line? Aim your screenshots, friends. We want this one on fridges, chats, and hearts across continents, glowing like windows after snowfall.
Choose kindness first. The plans will follow. If that speaks to you, share it. Like, comment, and tag a friend who needs gentler holidays. From us to you, warm lights, warm voices.